Another flyweight fight here. Karine Silva and Ketlen Souza, plus 200 for Souza, minus 200 for Silva, over under 2.5 rounds, minus 115 for the over, plus 115 for the under. Both ladies 5-0 in their last 5. Both ladies from Brazil. Both ladies under 30 years old. Karine Silva was supposed to fight the Zombie Girl back in April 22nd, and Zombie Girl missed weight, so she couldn't get that fight in. She's gonna get a newcomer here in Souza, who is just coming off a win back in January in Invicta FC, which was for the title, the vacant flyweight championship for Invicta, where she was a pick'em against Christina Williams, who is actually a pretty, I don't want to say like good fighter, but she's decent. Like she looked decent in the fight, I'll say. When I watched it, I thought it was a pretty close fight. It could have went either way. Ultimately, she got a unanimous decision win. So I wasn't like super impressed with that fight. But it's women's MMA, man. And we say this every week, but Karine Silva has looked pretty solid over her last few fights. Like she's looked like a finisher, which leads me to believe she just got more skill that she can get it done. You know, she's finishing girls in the UFC on the Contender Series, and Ketlen Souza is going to decisions with 6-4 fighters in Invicta, 5 rounds too. I just like the upside on Silva. Yeah, she's a minus 200 favorite, so I'm not saying anything crazy there, but I think she probably gets this one done. And she can do it on the feet, she can do it on the ground, and she can win by decision. So I think she can get this win. And at minus 200, maybe a parlay piece. But it's a newcomer. And I know you like to fade the newcomers, so you're probably on my side. But what do you think?
Yeah, I am on your side. Ketlen Souza on the feet always has a chance. I mean, she's powerful for women's MMA. 8 KOs in her career, 1 sub, but 4 decisions. And lately, it's been all decisions with her. She's not really knocking these girls out as the competition gets better and better. It's kind of a big flag to me there that she's not going to go in there and finish or spark Karine Silva. And Silva, on the other hand, has 15 wins. Every single one by finish. 8 knockouts, 7 submissions. I mean, the girl comes in there with ill intent. She's going to look to take your head off. She's going to take you down. She's going to submit you. And getting a girl like that in your UFC debut is kind of a tough go of it. I mean, Karine Silva's proved that even at the UFC level, man, she's going to finish you. Her last fight, first round, Darce choke over Poliana Botello. I think there's going to be another level here between these girls, and especially in women's MMA. Sometimes you get that big gap where you can just tell watching the fight that one girl's miles better than the other. Not necessarily saying that's going to happen here. On the feet, I think it might look somewhat close in the first few minutes or first round, but as the fight goes on, I think this is all Karine Silva, especially if it hits the mat. I think she's just going to be too much. So I'm going to take Karine Silva, and I think she gets it done inside the distance. I really do. I mean, Ketlen Souza has been knocked out twice. She's been submitted once. So she's able to get finished, whereas Karine Silva has won every single one of her wins by finish. So I like Karine Silva here.
I like her as well. Definitely going to keep an eye on that play.